All right.
Are we live?
We are live.
We are live.
We are live. This is Dope or Nope. Are you here? Are you here? It's 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock.
Good night.
3 o'clock. EST. Ho!
There he is.
There it is.
Hair.
Just like a big shout out to Lawrence Hair. That's
thank
all I
you.
got for the opening.
Yeah, we're
And I
both
like
kids,
the
yeah.
shirt. The shirt is pretty awesome too.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is a Haywire shirt.
Nice.
Haywire's my boy. And he gave me this shirt, and I'm very excited about it. It's his brand.
Yeah, it looks great.
Keyboard extraordinaire.
Keyboards. So this is Dope or Nope. We do it every Thursday, 3 p.m. EST. We play you the best demos you're ever going to hear, for sure.
Pretty cool.
And then we talk about them, right? Well, we do that because a lot of them got signed, right? So I know, like, I think we're in the best demos area, because if they weren't, no one would give a shit.
Right.
So on the panel today, my name is Hess. I'm going to start because when I wait till the end, I forget. So my name is Hess. I do radio promotion for Armada Music in the United States, and I work for a couple other labels as well. I also manage Nadia Ali, Vasi,
Yeah. Wow.
Astaria, and DJ Ray out of the UK. Big shout out to all of them. Barkin Music, what's up? Wow, right on it.
Someone's busy. Someone's
303.
busy boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a little. Anyway.
A little bit.
Busy.
A little bit. Lauren Padman, Vice President of Dimmock Records, also a busy guy with very busy hair. He is also a tremendous, tremendous talent in the studio. And that's the segue for Nick Dietrich, one half of Disco Fries and Liftoff Recordings, also a beast in the studio. Raquel Goldie. I don't know. East Coast, West Coast, she's just wherever
All
she
the
wants
coasts.
to be. All the
She's
coasts.
posting for sure.
Right. She's national because she's on Sirius I was going to say FM. Wow.
Wow.
XM.
Seriously.
You can find her on
Yeah,
Vinny's
man.
Vibes Friday at 10 o'clock. Don't miss her tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m.
Yes.
Turn on or stream or however you do that. Sirius, you're going to catch her. It's good stuff. Also, Saturday.
And Sunday, I'm going to be
What?
on Hits One.
Wow.
It's a Raquel Goldie
Nice.
weekend right here.
There you go.
If you want to know anything about social media, where you need a little help and how to adjust what you're doing and level up, you can reach her at Raquel Goldie. Also, if you're like, I just don't know anything about K-pop,
Yeah.
also
You
at
definitely need to
Raquel
speak
Goldie.
Raquel,
You
for
can just
sure.
go right here, go right here.
Yep.
All right?
100%.
So we have a couple topics today. Nick, your topic, what do you want to do that? Like 3:30? I think it's a great topic.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah, you want to just say what it is so people can think about it for a second?
Yeah, sure. So topic of the day today is labels. Big, small, advantages, disadvantages with both. If you're a new artist, if you're an established artist, kind of where do you sit in that whole spectrum as an artist, and what makes the most sense for you as a label?
I think this is an amazing topic because we have so many views on this. Like, I work for all of that. Lauren runs Dimmock, right? You are on the label side. You're also an artist. Raquel has seen all kinds of shit between,
Literally.
what's happening in K-pop and some of those labels and how they try to come here and the advantages of having a label or not. I'm excited to try to minimize that to 3 minutes when we get to it. So one other thing, when we do play quite a bit of music here, and I'm going to turn that off just for a second. I tried this new app for people to send me demos, and it's a really cool app. Yeah, I'm still like, it's called TrackStack, TRACK Stack, and so it was originally designed by a couple of guys for Jamie Jones. So he like, a lot of these artists, they get like demos and demos and demos and demos. J Dobby, what's up? From all different places. So this is a place where he can just provide a link to artists, and they click on the link, they upload it, little blurb, and they're notified when it's listened to, when it's declined or accepted, or there's different ways to comment back to the artist. And I think it's a great really great way to do it. And it's really at the beginning. Like I'm on the app, which is still in like beta, and there's still a lot of things they're working on, but it works really well for what they've built so far. So I got a couple of demos in this way. The first one I'm going to play, you got to help me on the volume a little bit because I don't really have control of it, is by Simba, and it's Cleo with like a money icon at the end. So here it is. This is Simba, the radio edit. You heard okay? Turn it up. Hold please. I'm at 100.
Great vibes.
Cool track, right?
Yeah, really cool.
I have to tell him to put a volume button in there because I'm just running.
Yeah.
I was running the volume on loopback. That's all I had. I was like maxed. So that is Simba. What do you guys think? Cool track, right?
Yeah, I really dig it. Really cool use of the trumpets, and the percussion is awesome. I almost wanted to hear like more live percussion happening on its own.
More?
Yeah, like as a focus, where it's like a specific like conga part that comes in. That draws your attention away from the trumpet for a minute, so when you come back to it, it's special again. Arrangement felt like it dragged a little bit in spots. Like I want to like tighten this whole thing up, but I love the kind of like reverse engineering the build. So instead of like building up tons of energy, he pulled a ton of stuff out. So it was like just process of reduction. Then it got back to just the vocal by itself, and the drop had so much more impact because of that. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, nice. Lauren?
What he said.
Total agreement.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking.
I'm marking this on my calendar today. I just want you to know.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing about the energy into the drop. My only thoughts were the song feels like it's completely driven by the trumpets and the percussion, especially the all of those, the hats, the sticks, the feeling of shuffleness. It feels really full to me. So I was gonna ask you, Nick, when you said that you wanted to hear something more soloed, as in you'd like everything else to like drop and like the band get out of the way and just like let the drummer do its thing, sort of thing.
Yeah, percussionist specifically.
Yeah.
All right, Raquel, you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it just needed some tightening up in certain spots because I was like, okay, we get it.
Right. Yeah, it did go on a little bit, and I think to Lauren's point, I would have liked to have heard a little more dynamic vibe in there. Like it was, you're right, it was just the percussion and just the horns. But it was the same, right? So it was like a little different, and then it came back to not like in a loop kind of feel, but it came back to the same thing again. So nice stuff, though. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, nice.
So that is it. Check out Trackstack.app, I think is where you can find it. what do we have first up? Well, we have a ton of demos in the sheet. I mean,
Nice.
really
I gotta give a
good.
quick
We'll start
shout out
with-
to Kevin from Boogie Hill Faders. Ripped some tendon in his bicep,
Oh.
but he managed to show up here, so that's awesome. But I hope he
Oh,
feels
he's
better.
using his other hand,
Wow.
obviously.
Clearly.
Yeah, big shout out to everybody. Rob Weiss, Bianca, Radio Dave, Boogie Hill Faders, right? Where is Spawn? You feeling all right, Spawn?
I don't know where he's at.
I don't
Spawn, where are you?
ever not see that guy. But yeah, let's start off with Barkin, actually, a regular here on the show. And this is called Lift Your Soul.
Let the music lift your soul. Let the music lift your soul. Beam me up, Scotty. She put her body on my body. She smart, she summa cum laude. Turn it up like we in Abu Dhabi. I'm swerving, German engineering. My girl just like she just a Paris. I got so lifted, I'm embarrassed. You got it. Beam me up, Scotty. She put her body on my body. She smart, she summa cum laude. Turn it up like we in Abu Dhabi. I'm swerving, German engineering. My girl just like she just a Paris. I got so lifted, I'm embarrassed. You got it.
Once again, that's Barkin with Lift Your Soul. I love watching Nick listen to demos. Like, he can hear the wheels turning. Like, his face, like he was
You can
really
see it.
somewhere else just now. He was like, what if he did this? What if he did
Yeah,
that?
it's a
Not
problem.
true. He's looking up recipes for, you know.
Could be.
That's
be.
probably true. You're right.
Could be. All right, Lauren, you take it.
The pasta looking, yeah, maybe that for dinner could be really good. No, that's what I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's a weekday.
Go
It's
ahead.
nothing exciting because weekdays aren't exciting dinners. I save them for the weekends.
Got it. Very nice.
Lauren, you take it, please. I want to
Oh,
hear your thoughts first.
Yeah, listen, when the drop hit, I think all of us were like, oh, wow, this is cool because it started with solid drums and bass and a really interesting lead. I think it started to get tiring and so slightly like we use this term ear fatiguing or ear fatiguing from my US friends. And it's a little bit too much. The synth was, it's up there the whole time. I think if it was filtered down and only came out once every 4 as opposed to the entire time could be a little bit better. But the energy's cool, the hats are cool. I'm not sure, you know, it felt like you heard the whole song in like a 15-second section, and there wasn't enough variety for me. But what there was is good. So that's all.
Cool. Raquel?
It was definitely cool. Like when it started, I was like, "Oh, this is something." And then once that, I don't know what that sound is. What is that sound? We in the drop.
You could call it a lead. It's a lead, but it's just it's a very aggressive. What would you call it, Nick? Is it like a saw based? Sorry, it's a saw lead.
Yeah, but it's got some other stuff going on in it.
Yeah,
It's not just
it's
a
lot.
saw.
Too
Like
much.
they have like
Too
the
much
super
of
saw.
that.
Too much
The
going on.
regular
Raquel.
saw lead is cool, but yeah, agreed, Raquel. It's just relentless.
I love, I'm like where I'm at with this stuff, but that was too much. It was just,
Right.
I was like, oh, my brain was like throbbing
Right.
with it.
Right.
But it was cool. So you can do
Yeah.
some
You guys
stuff to
are,
it and it'll be better.
You guys are like talking heads again, so I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. All right. Au revoir.
I hate that.
So if he leaves and we have no music, that's good.
Nah,
Okay.
man. We have your hair though,
Well,
so we're good.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, that's all that
That's
matters.
It was a nice. It's a nice reprieve from that
he's
lead.
back.
Oh, and the lead's back again.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Like there.
Are we
You know,
fixed?
I have one thing to say.
Only one.
Yes.
Only one.
Don't say it. Wow. That is a really, really, really long tail belt. And I just don't know if any track. Listen to the decay on that thing. Listen to it.
Wow, he just woke up the entire village.
Sorry. Thank you. Granted, it repeats itself a little bit. Easy fix, right? Me personally, I think it should be.
Easy.
Easy fix, says the radio guy.
Easy fix.
Get in the studio and let me see you do it, says Nick.
That's my answer. I didn't say I would do it.
No,
I think it's easy
no,
fix,
wait,
not to
it's
be redundant. That was a little
right.
redundant, but other than that, I really liked the bones of what was happening.
Yeah, fair. All
You
right,
know?
well, it's the longest bell we've ever had on the show. Just to-
Yeah, that's a proper
That's for
gong.
sure.
I had to quickly search for one, so that's all I got. So if you've just joined us, this is Dope or Nope. We do demo drops every Thursday, 3 p.m. EST. Our illustrious panel, Lauren Padman from Dimmock Records, Vice President of Dimmock Records. He runs that shit, right? Nick Dietrich, Liftoff Recordings, Fix and Finish My Track. However you want to get there, you can find them there. Also, Chef,
To be clear, it's
Studio
Finish My
Maven.
Track. It is,
What's that?
Actually, it's
It is
My
Finish
Track.
My Track. It is
It is.
Finish My.
It's
It's
right.
Finish My
The
Track.
official
It's fictional track for all the
name.
idiots who couldn't figure it out, but it's
Finish My Track. Right. So, but if you make a mistake, that also works. Raquel Goldie, radio host, social media star, social media helper, and all around K-pop person. So let's get to the next demo. This is, I don't know what influencer, K-pop influencer. Are you a K-pop influencer?
No,
Sure,
no.
we'll do
Okay.
that.
Let's go with that. There's somewhere in between helping them and being part of it. There's not a
Yeah.
word for that.
I'm just
Um,
there.
Yeah, she's just there. But if you're thinking you don't know enough, at Raquel Goldie. Radio Dave, right here, featuring Joel F. Gardnier.
Ew, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
What? Were you guys thinking thoughts of something I didn't really
No,
realize
no,
I said?
I changed the text. I changed Raquel's text, which
I
just
don't
said,
like that.
I am a K-pop influencer.
I
That's gonna
missed
get
that
me
totally.
That's gonna get me canceled. Don't do that.
Yeah. Nick.
Right. Let's next up, Radio Dave featuring Joel F. Gardnier. That's a very long name, my friend. Why won't Diplo play my song, version 5? Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Yeah. I don't know.
Feels like a
But we're
reach.
gonna go there We're gonna go there anyway.
Okay, let's open up the door. Grab some serum, throw in a mini, drum loop from Spice.
I have an answer for you as soon as this is
Add
done.
a soundizer, sausage fattener. Hey, where's OTT? Another sausage fattener. Open silent. Hello, silent. Slap some risers, 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 risers. Woo! Every DJ's playing their Head Mouse, Horger, Data Life, Botnik, Armin, Hardwell, Showtech, Dylan Francis. John Summer keeps dropping it in the afters. But again, playing it again, and again, and again, and again. So I'm on Diplo play my song. Why won't Diplo play my song?
Anyone want to answer that question for Dave?
Dave played this a couple weeks ago on Finish My Track. It was an earlier version. So I've already given feedback on this. I commend him for spending so much time on it.
Here's
That's
the
as
thing,
far
if
as
Diplo
my
found-
compliments will go.
Diplo would do something to this on TikTok for sure.
I would agree
Right.
with that.
100%.
I would agree that
Somehow
it's
make
good.
this go viral.
Yeah, it's good meme material for sure. But
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
totally.
that's it.
All right. It's probably
I got
good
nothing.
for the purposes of 15 seconds as a meme, as a TikTok thing, but as a full song, it's too on the nose. It's too cliched. I was trying to hear it as an instrumental, actually, just for shits, and I thought when the drop came, it was interesting. I wouldn't have called it horrible. I wouldn't have called it amazing. It just sort of like felt okay as a drop. But yeah, I think the vocals is messing it up a lot.
Well, our friend
What else we got?
John McDaniel, formerly of C89.5,
Wow.
thought it was super fun. So
All right. Well,
you got a fan.
John, you want
Yeah,
to tell?
if you just get the part of why won't Diplo play my song and then make that part that 15 seconds or 9 seconds for TikTok and then have every single DJ do it, he'll see it and he would probably honestly do something to it.
Right. And who would know better than someone who dabbles in social media all day long?
Yes.
right.
Yes. My
So,
brain
Dave.
cells.
Best Revenge, answer your question by having a viral song about Diplo. Maybe then he'll play it. Hey, John McDaniel, thanks for coming by. You want to tell everyone
Hi,
where
John.
you're working now?
Where's he working?
Well, shout out to John for giving us a shout on his podcast this week too.
Oh, thanks, John.
Oh, yeah? He
Little
put you on the
split.
podcast?
He did a little spotlight on our song "Alone at Midnight" with Castra and Britt Laurie. They
Oh,
played
nice.
it, talked about it.
Love that.
Pretty awesome. Stand by
Oh, I-
finalizing. So whatever you're alluding to, I guess you can't say yet.
I don't know nothing. Let's move on. This is Loran, and this song is called Grease, and this is called Dope or Nope.
Oh man, there's so many cool little things in there that it's not there. This is like a 60%, 70% record that needs some finishing, if I don't say so myself. But it is one of those records that, like, if we got that, I'd be like, that's dope, that's out, this is dope. Like, there's very identifiable things in it that are awesome that you
Right.
you can work with. What I would recommend to this, if you aren't going to go to finishmytrack.com, is to pull in a collaborator, like somebody like Rob Weiss could take a record like this, pick it apart, add some cool shit to it, and that would help take it the distance. Because I think it's got a combination of mix issues, some random stuff that doesn't make sense, and also arrangement issues. So if those things get addressed, though, like, the groove is awesome, and like the vibe is great. So that's my
Yeah.
2 cents. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Money on the table.
It was definitely cool. It was cool. It was honestly like a breath of fresh air hearing all those sounds because we always hear like all, the really hard stuff. And like, it was nice. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I like
hard
that.
for me to be able to judge it, except for did I like it. I can't really speak to how to fix it too much. But I enjoyed listening to it. It felt professional. But I agree with Nick. There's a lot of little things that you would remove and some other things you'd amplify.
Right.
But yeah, it was cool. I just don't know what the hook is because I really struggle with regional music to know what's going to be the sticky part that people are going to say, hey, have you heard that new song, the one that goes like. I'm not sure what that is for that record.
Right.
But I enjoyed listening to it. I wouldn't have turned
That's
it off.
agree. I'm in with both you guys. Definitely need some work, but it's a great starter kit for something that could be more special. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And well, why don't we just speaking of Rob Weiss, he dropped one off as well, and this is called "Feel Like." There's another drop right here. Hold on.
Can I take it?
Go.
Fire away.
Go for it.
Sick. Give me a bell.
Whoa!
Wow.
What a record. That was really fun. It just kept on being interesting. It's exactly what you want when you're trying to create an arrangement. It felt like the records that we used to call pressure records when you were DJing, like you're keeping pressure on without sort of like having this big epic hands in the air moment. They're really pressure records are particularly good for the warm-up DJ before the main act. And you can imagine that song being played in a club with like a, you know, any kind of roof, actually, not even low, but just the concept of it being a record that's not trying to have this huge build and then drop. There was almost like I wrote some notes on it saying that it had enough to keep it constantly interesting, and the drop felt like it kept on rebuilding. So it was a record that kind of reminded me of Europe and reminded me of Defected Records, and you know, just great stuff like that. So if someone had said, "Oh, this is a new record out from a pretty sizable house DJ in Europe," I was like, "Yep, checks out." So I like it. It's very, very good. I'd like to be sent
Nice.
that record.
Big compliments.
It is. I always, whenever Lauren makes a comment like that, I go back to the sheet and I see the big L on the sheet.
I'm not even in the sheet. I'm not even in the sheet.
You're in here, buddy.
Oh, if I'm in it, then I've yeah. Anyway, I haven't looked.
Oh,
at it
it's
since
just an
the-
accident. I was just passing by.
I haven't moved the
I
needle.
was just
since I
passing
opened
by,
it.
signing it. Yeah.
Oh my god! All right, I will. Screw it. I will. Tell me more about this record.
Right.
I'm gonna also give this one a bell.
Woo!
Wow.
That's two bells for Rob Weiss. Yeah, this one's awesome.
Bell.
I love the way it keeps energy throughout. Agreed. It just it stays interesting. Maybe like if I had a suggestion, you could try some more automation between sections, like before you bring in that horn line, thin everything out for a second, so that section has a little more impact when it hits again. But yeah, great work, buddy. Love it.
Yeah. Raquel?
I thought it was great. I mean, again, I saw he wrote like bringing back to the beach vibes. I was like, yes, all of that. That is what we need. Yeah, no, I really liked it. It was great.
Yeah. I think I would have liked like intermittently or maybe even just once, like, because it's constant, like the pressure, and sometimes there's like that micro pause that's in there where it's like, and then back. So it sort of like squashes it down even more. Cause like you're going. It's like you're on a horse that's running away and you're not really in control of the horse.
Do you think
anymore.
it's because it's so much vocal? Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, just like it's like maybe a little bit less vocal, and then.
You mean
the
vocal sample in there? Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like only very slight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rob.
But yeah, great track. I'd like a bell also, please.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. 3 bells.
3 bells.
Three.
The British are coming. Or was that a light? I don't remember.
There's a lot of bells.
That was really good. That was really good.
All right,
you,
so
Rob.
we're at that time. It's 3:33. Shall we chat about labels real quick?
You want to just see it? Let's toss it up. So the tweet was.
I'll paraphrase, but essentially the tweet was that you, as a small. Let me back this up. Talking about the labels. Massive labels, big indies like an Armada, which you can speak to, majors, cannot take a risk on an artist that has zero data around them. Data being social followers, streams, etc.
Yeah.
If you have nothing going on, it's very difficult for them, just with the sheer amount of music in the world, to go out on a limb and say, we're going to dump money into this record. Even if you think they're dumping nothing, it costs them a fortune in overhead to put out a record.
Yeah. Well, because
So-
that is how many people touch a record before it gets uploaded, right? That's kind of where it's at. So legal, marketing, social media person, promo guy, like at the bare minimum of those verticals, it's upwards of $3,000. By the time you go through a whole thing like that, a process, right?
Right, and a label like that is probably putting out 15 to 20 records a week, sometimes.
It's a volume thing.
So the idea is, as a smaller artist, you're always trying to get on like a spin-in or a major or whatever you're trying to go for, but it's much easier to go for an artist-driven label, a Dimmock, a Liftoff, Musical Freedom, a label that's run by usually a small team. Hysteria is run by 2 people, bingo players and their manager. And of course they have people to support, but essentially it's like those are the main 2 guys that are doing the legwork of listening to everything, giving A&R feedback, supporting the artist. If they're throwing a bingo beach party, you hopefully could talk to them and get on and get friendly with them.
Yeah.
But you're going to be able to make friends easier, grow a network easier through getting with a artist-driven label versus trying to just go and get the big deal, which is going to be much harder to do, and you'll be super frustrated trying to do that. So that was the idea, but you guys feedback on it. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Lauren, you want to give a thought on that?
No, you can start.
I absolutely knew that was coming. So I cannot speak just entirely for the Armada process because I'm not involved in A to B, right? So the A&R, and I don't mean just signing a record. I mean the A&R person getting involved and putting things together and tweaking here and there, kind of like what we're doing here a little bit, but at for over time, right? So then legal and all the things involved. Yes, they're looking for some profile because that's, besides them, that's what helps things kind of take off a little bit, right? So, and the conversations they can have, about new and upcoming guys, you can only have so many of those, right? When you're putting out 15, 20 a week, over the course of a year. So we vary, the release schedule is varied between, monster guys like Armin, and then all the way through, there's only like 1 or 2 of those happening in a week, or maybe just 1. Or if there's an album for a signed artist, like Andrew Royale has an album coming out on the 17th, so like things get spaced out a little bit and pushed so there's room. The boutique labels, look, the little shops are going to try harder. The little shops are going to throw in their sweat equity because they're in it with you, right? If that song doesn't win, they don't win, right? That's just, the raw look at it, right? The bigger the label, the more people are involved. However, you do get a bigger look at it. You can get on like a stage that they're doing, and in the same way, the parties, those are also helpful too. So I kind of feel like it's where you're the most comfortable, But I will say this: if you start with a small shop, stay with them, right? Don't get all like, if you have a minor success or a medium success or even a great success, like be mindful of the people that gave you the shot, right? That's all I got.
That is a great point. Yeah, I mean, to that point, like before we started doing stuff on Liftoff, we were doing a lot, and Liftoff is our label for anybody who doesn't know. But before we started doing that, we were doing a lot on Enhanced years ago with Tritonal and stuff. And those guys were great to us. I mean, they like supported us at radio. They put us on tour multiple times. And then eventually, like, we wanted to graduate and do our own thing. But obviously, still cool with them. Probably will do something in the future. Right. And we have a joint venture on the publishing side, so they're not letting us escape. But they were great in that way. Like,
and they're nice guys.
They were great.
Yeah. They're also very nice guys. By the way, that goes, in my book, that goes like the furthest is,
That was the last point in my tweet.
So here's the thing. It also goes down to being like knowing who you are as an artist, because even if your social media, let's say you have 100 followers, but if you consistently are posting and you're making sense of what you're posting and it like kind of looks legit, like you got to fake it till you make it, right? Like even when I was working at the PR firm and we were looking for clients out of Asia, I was looking at bigger clients, smaller clients, even if they had 2,000 followers. But if they were posting covers and active on socials, and then like we had connections to labels, this all goes into that. And you got to network, you got to get out there. I have people, artists, not people who want to work in music, messaging me all the time. How can I work in music? How can I live in Wisconsin or whatever. I'm like, you got to go network with people, whether it's online or it's at a party, it's at Miami Music Week, it's at a festival. You have to talk to people, because if you're just sitting in your office making a song and never socialize, it's not going to happen.
Got it.
Lauren.
It probably makes... Sorry, yes?
No. My thing was delayed.
Got it. Yeah, it probably would make more sense for me to be to dial my answer in based on exactly what is the question. If you're asking the question of like the difference between majors and indies, I would agree with all the points you made. I think indies create and get things going. They have more skin in the game. They're more worried. I think majors amplify things that are already going. They don't create. They need there to already be something happening that they can amplify, because they have an incredible engine of relationships and offices and promotions people on the ground around the entire world. But they don't want to be talking about this new thing that's got nothing going on except for talent or possibility, whereas an indie can do that. To answer a question that might relate about, can you do it by yourself? Yes, but you would need all of the elements that a label brings, like label services. So I've always lived my life in the world of indie, because I think that indie labels are more, if you find the right quarterback, then they're going to be more willing to push you and move you through the system with less red tape. So that's my overall sort of summation. I don't know if I answered the question.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah,
I mean, the other part of the tweet at the end, tied to who's going to be the most excited about your record. Might shop it. You might shop it to a huge label, and they might say, "Yeah, we're down to put this out." And then you might shop it to a small label, and they'll be like, "Yo, this is dope. Like, this is what we want to do with it. This is what we're thinking for it." They might respond to you quicker. You can usually get a sense of like who's more excited about a record. If they're taking 6 months to get you an agreement and it's stalling and it's just kind of whatever,
that's a sign.
Versus like the small label who's saying like, "Let's go."
Right.
you know, going with the people who are most excited about the song can go a long way.
I agree.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's our topic for the week. I hope we covered that well. If you guys have topics out there, let us know. Tweet at us, Instagram, whatever. We're around all over the place. And we'd like to hear like your thoughts and your questions. We can't always answer them here because this thing moves kind of fast by while we're doing the music part. But send us your thoughts, and we'll do another one next week. Next demo up is by Guess Who, and this is By My Side, and you're listening to Dope or Nope.
I wanna be right by your side, babe. You're all I need. I was waiting for your call. 7 days sat at the phone. I've lost keeping track of time. Seen the signs, gotta get you out of my mind. And I don't know what you want from me. Your love's magnetic, can't release it. Say that you just wanna set me free. But all I know is I want you by my But all I know is I want you by my side.
Oh no! No!
Stop.
No way that happened. No way that
That
happened.
is wild.
Wow.
Right
All
at the drop.
Rewind it.
Right
Rewind
at the
it.
drop. Can you believe that?
Turn it back.
Last year.
But all I know is I want you by my side. I want you by my side.
Not intentional.
But all I know is I want you by my But all I know is I want you by my side.
Wow.
But all I know is I want you by my side.
2 bells, please.
What? That's because you heard the whole
Well.
thing without any interruption.
I know it was not on purpose. I swear to God, I didn't do it on purpose that time.
Bullshit.
It was
The
great
drop-
timing. No. It was on
The
purpose. It
drop
was
was
not on
Hess
purpose.
dropping out. That's what it was.
Wow.
It's a new drop.
Yeah.
I love this. I got nothing to say besides that.
Cool. 2 bells. I don't think you get away with 2 bells. You used all your bells for the show.
Yep. I'm good with that.
That's cool. What do you think, Nick?
I like it a lot. The bass is a little hot in the mids, but I like the groove of it a lot.
Yeah. The bass is hot in the mids. Raquel and I were thinking exactly the same thing.
Totally. I figured. But this feels like a US dance radio record.
I'm
to
like,
me.
wait, what?
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels too repetitive for a US dance radio record, I think. I think they would get very bored of that lyric over and over. It works for a little bit, but not for the whole record. Raquel, what's your view? Would you agree with that? Curious.
I feel like I've definitely played stuff like this before, especially on air in Miami. Like, there's been
Yeah.
times where I'm like, oh my God, it's repeating and repeating and repeating, but then it would be like top 10 or top 5. And I'm like, you know what? I get it. Because then if you're in the car and you're like low-key kind of paying attention, but you're having a great time, it's an earworm, you're going to like
So
it.
this part that's happening now could
Yeah.
have been cool if it happened a little bit earlier is all.
Yeah.
Agreed. So it's 3:07.
I
It
want
could be shorter. Could be shorter.
Oh, well,
Could be
there you go.
earlier.
John McDaniel. Here it is. The 1 minute 40-second edit.
Yes.
Dude.
There you go for dance
He's
radio.
not kidding. They've
He
had
knows.
John is like, "Oh, I'm doing an edit." I'm like, "Are we over a minute 30? Because I seen you guys like."
Yeah, I think we need a minute 30 for the for media base or something, for it to be picked up and registered as an actual play.
Yeah, I would work this to radio. I think this would work. Personally,
Yeah, all right.
I do an
Good to
edit.
know.
I would do an edit for sure.
Cool. Great record. Who's it
super
by?
cool. What's that?
Who's it by?
Once again, that's Guess Who, and the song, in case you're not sure, it's called By My Side.
So technically, if Hess has 2 bells and I have 1, is that 3 bells then, or are we still counting it as 2 because Hess got 2?
No, that's 3 bells.
3.
That's
Okay.
3.
Right. Nick and I are gonna like go easy on our bells, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going easy on the bells today.
You guys already did one for today. It's okay.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet after this, and I'm gonna leave my mouse alone so we don't like drop off
Yeah.
again.
What?
Next up, this is Bad Monkey, and this is called La La Mind, right here on Dope or Nope.
Come on.
Just losing my mind, that's all.
Okay.
Come on.
Just go to the drop. Right here.
Just losing my mind, that's all.
All right.
I
Wow.
want a bell.
Damn. Hess, you've already used your bells. You don't
I'm
get
not
bonus
even
bells,
saying anything. I'm not even gonna
so
say.
you can take mine. Give me a bell.
Oh!
Oh.
Ooh.
Had I not used my bell, that would have been 4. Just saying.
Wow.
Well,
All right, go
I'm
ahead.
giving you. I control the bells.
To him.
You can
Not
spare
Lauren.
another bell. We have
John
a bell.
McDaniel. Wait. So John will do one right here.
John
One
McDaniel
bell for
has a
John.
bell.
One bell for John. Yes,
So,
that's cool.
Very cool record. I would only say that you might be able to trick it up and make it even more exciting with like an ever so slightly tighter edit or rearrange, maybe some filters to Nick's earlier point of filtering some things in and out. That's really it. It's very minor things to make it not ever get to a point where it feels fatiguing. Like, how do you just hurry it up? Like, for example, when the breakdown happened, there was a gap of 4 bars before the intro of the vocal started to fade in. I would have faded the vocal in earlier, like 2 bars earlier, so it was already hitting at the end of the 4 instead of starting
Right.
at the end of the 4. Small little details like this just to keep it moving. But yeah, really great record.
Bad Monkey, another regular here at Dope or Nope, right?
Yeah. And everybody's
Yeah.
like, has nothing to say. There's no.
I
No,
loved
actually-
it.
It was a banger.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
awesome. The trap part, I feel like the drums could have committed a little bit harder. Like, I would have blown out those 808s a little bit more. They were a little like clean for me for that section, but dope. Like, the whole thing was dope. I loved
Same. I
There it
agree.
is.
Well, that's what I was thinking too.
it.
Just dope, right here on Dope or Nope. Next demo, Noish, and this is called Hope, Take Me Now on Dope or Nope. This intro looks a little long. Right about here. I'm gonna bounce it a little bit. Hold on. Oh. We'll go back. Right here. Once again, that's Noish, and with Hope, Take Me Now.
Bell, please.
Bell. Wow.
Wow.
Back-to-back bells.
Yep.
Who is
That's
that guy?
more bells than I've handed out in an entire show.
In an entire month.
That record is fantastic. It reminds me of early 2000s. I want to say like 2002 through to 2000, maybe 10, like the non-electro era of progressive house. Very kind of like long. I mean, I know for the purposes of the show, it's long, but I can just totally imagine that in like an arena. It felt very Armin van Buuren OG.
Yeah.
It felt very Tiesto OG. It felt like what Avicii effectively slowed down and made into house. Very emotional chords and really cool. I really liked it, and even the vocal was surprising when it came in. So I love that record. Super good. I want to find it and play it again. It's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I would agree. It reminded me of like Alex Guadino when he was doing a lot in this lane. Early Thomas Gold when he was doing some stuff like this.
Oh wow, that's way before he ever touched electro, huh?
Well, I mean, like we played this Adele "Set Fire to the Rain" remix of Thomas Gold for like 4 years. It felt like it was such an uplifting mix in this lane that it just worked. And these records still work. Like whenever we drop like Clarity in a set, which has like a modern version of this kind of sound, it just, I mean, it goes off. It's huge. Those are such massive moments in live sets. So for me, it was just like a stem mix type thing. Like I feel like I could punch a little harder when it gets to the drops, and the mix could be a little tighter. But yeah, I loved it.
Cool record.
Raquel?
Raquel, what do you think, Raquel?
I loved it. I was like, the emotional. We're going there. You know me.
There you go.
I was like, but also it was the same thing. I was like, this gives some like the sense of nostalgia that I feel like when, like Nick said, when Clarity's played and everyone's like, oh my god, like it takes you back to that place, time, and moment. It's just like what we need, and I feel like what we're kind of missing in dance music right now.
Yeah, there isn't a lot of this going on right now, so it is refreshing to hear.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, good record.
Yeah. Super. Nice job, guy. I mean, really, really nice. Do we have time for one more? Yeah?
I think so.
One more.
One more. Here we go. This is Aerotech, Please Don't Lie, featuring Ron McIntyre on Dope or Nope.
feel so numb. I'm few dancing torn apart. You are with another man. Whoa, searching for another eye. Ooh, baby, please don't lie.
That's Aerotek, Aerotek. Please don't lie.
That record confuses the shit out of me, but it's awesome.
Yeah. wait. Oh, I need to know that. Why that confuses you?
All right. So it sounded almost like a mashup because when the guitar vocalist came in without context, first I was like, oh, that's interesting and weird, but it works in an odd way, kind of. There was no context. So when I got to that section, I didn't know, like, why is that happening? Is it another record? Is this a DJ mix? And it's kind of cool how it gets back to the drop, but it's definitely, my personal taste, I'd want to hear that alluded to earlier in the song.
So set you up for the vocal coming.
Set me up for something that's going to happen in a way. Could just be a line from the vocal or something, the guitar texture, like bring in something from that section over towards the beginning of the record. So it like guides the listener.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Raquel?
I gotta go because I have a meeting, but I will say that it was interesting. Like, it was definitely sounded like two separate songs right now at this point. I really like the vocal. It was cool.
Cool.
It needs to somehow connect. I love a surprise little, like, vocal moment. I think it's cool.
Right.
But this was like, there was no connection. So if we find some way to connect it, do that.
Right.
And then it'd be cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Enjoy your meeting, Raquel. Thanks for
Bye, guys.
being here. Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
The sound design, like the drums are awesome.
Yeah, I would like to say that it's two different songs. And I definitely wasn't expecting that male indie rock vocal at all. And I don't know if it fits. It just sounds like two different songs. If you lost that vocal entirely and just kept this groove and sent it out to a writing house that has all different vocalists and writers and whatever else, I think you'd probably get back a female rap. I think you might get back a male rap, but I don't know if you'd get back a male indie rock kind of thing like that.
And then what's here? Can you turn this up real quick?
Yeah, hold on. It's also 6:04, so, but here you go.
So that vocal makes sense with this. That vocal definitely makes sense with that.
Yeah.
But that's not what the beginning of the record is.
No, I stand corrected. It's actually three different songs now. And now it's EDM. Like it went from house and funk and kind of cool like beats and stuff, and then it went into indie rock, kind of weird, and now it's into like full on EDM synth. I don't know. It's a lot.
So, I mean, when this thing started, like in this section at the very beginning, I'm like, this sounded so professional to me and so like warm and like everything just felt good and everything in its place, so to speak. Sure. And when that vocal hit, whether I was set up for that vocal previously or not, I was like, you're out. Like, no, that's not the vocal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be set up for that. That needs to be my personal opinion. I don't think it fits.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yeah, I don't think.
And that, to me, that's why it's two different records, because you added in something from, I don't know where, like that came from. That warm kind of groove that just it rubs with that vocal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's I can't even get past that vocal to tell if there's if it's the lyric, because I can't hear it correctly in my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like this part here, this little vocal loopy bit kind of like almost is played like an instrument. Now it feels like it needs to be a sung female vocal, not
Correct.
not a rocky guitar-y like breakdown like it's about to become a Blink song or something. I don't know. It's
Right.
odd.
So if you go with Nick's theory, we were set up and then duped.
Yeah.
Totally duped. Totally duped. But I mean, you have the opportunity to potentially have 3 songs out of this one
Right.
long idea, which is awesome.
Great idea. Great idea.
But
To
like-
make 3 songs.
But bottom line, like the production, really, really fabulous in my opinion. Like
Yes.
the sound to me, you know, everything just kind of worked. You know what I mean? Like I really like that.
Agreed.
So,
Yeah.
all right,
We did it, guys. Another
yeah.
week.
Nice one.
Look at that, 404. Bianca, I'm sorry. We'll get to. We had a very long list of songs today.
Well, we went on like in the last little while, so makes
Yeah.
sense.
So, if you're just joining us, sorry, man. We do this every week, 3 p.m. EST. Lauren Padman, Vice President of Dimmock Records. I'm Hess, radio promotion for Armada Music. Nick Dietrich, Finish My Track. Liftoff Recordings, The Disco Fries. Raquel Goldie, who just had to do an exit. On-air personality and host at Sirius XM. Don't forget, shout at her tomorrow. Also Saturday, I think at 6 p.m. She'll be on the air, and Sunday, so she's on all weekend. And you guys got anything planned for the weekend?
Grammys.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Like it's Grammys week over here, and it's
Yeah.
slam, like parties, just like every networking event you can possibly think of.
That's great, man.
It's insane. It's a lot.
Well, that hair should last through the entire weekend.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was his goal.
Done it already. It's already set up for the rest of the day.
He's on it. He's on it. Well, thank you for joining us. I know that's like a really
Yeah.
time, and you're also, involved in the Grammys too. So I appreciate you taking the time. Nick,
Yeah.
what do you got?
Laying low this weekend, working on some music. Danny and I are getting online for a long session tonight, so excited
Nice.
about that. We don't
Oh,
do those
super.
together that often, but we're writing with.
You work with each other in the same studio sometimes, like that, like these long sections, or no?
twice, 3 times a year, maybe. We're all like
Right.
remote, so
Right.
yeah, he lives like 3-4 hours from me, so it's
Oh, wow, okay.
yeah, it's tricky. But we're working with Madison Watkins, who you guys should check out. She's awesome, and Lena Leon. We're doing a co-write with her. So
Oh, super cool.
yeah,
Just had a #1 with her. Again, congratulations on that.
Thanks,
Also on
man.
Pieces with Vassie and Bingo Players, #1 there.
yeah. Thank you everybody for the support too. I know a lot of these guys in the comments chimed in and
Yeah.
saved the record and did all that stuff. So thank you.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's great.
You bet.
That's great. I'm going to do a little skiing on Saturday with my boys.
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
taking the little guy out for the first time, so that should be interesting.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah.
You got the leash? You got the leash for the skiing?
No, I don't. I
big
only do the
rubber
leash
leash?
when they really get going. I'm just going to pretty much throw them on the hill and let it roll. I got my
Wow.
older boy coming too, so we're
Nice.
gonna be wrangling most of the day and not really skiing ourselves. But
Right,
you know,
right.
that's the way it goes.
be
And
fun.
then Sunday, big surprise, I'll be in the gym. So,
All day.
Wait,
Yeah.
Cass, have you guys? How are the mountains doing with snow? Because we haven't had anything. Out
yeah,
here.
I mean, you really have to go north to grab some really good stuff. Although this week has been like the great temperatures, so they can go out and make snow. Yeah, a couple weeks ago I had tickets early in the week, and they emailed me on Friday. They're like, "Yeah, it's summer, so we're gonna close this weekend."
That's tough.
Yeah, the little guys are taking a severe beating, so they just can't afford. And like, if you can't make snow, like, then you're really done. You're finished. So Vermont is struggling. That's correct. So, although they're also charging $200 a ticket, so
Wow.
Yee.
Killington is I think Sugarbush is $200 a ticket, and they're like maybe half open. So yeah, it's rough. It's really rough. So hopefully no global warming here. So You guys have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you for everyone in the audience. Always fun and having you here. Appreciate you coming back, and also letting us share your music is the best part. Don't forget to hug someone you love. It's never too late to tell them how you feel. And where are we rating today, or what are we doing?
We're going into DJ White Gold, who's live right now.
Woo!
So you're going over there, and
all right,
4, 3, 2, 1.